I'm crying. Hi, I'm Sky.
And I'm Megan.
And this is the after party.
Okay. And today we're going to be talking about Married at First Sight, season 11. What is it, episode 8?
Yes,
Episode 8.
episode 8. Like, the couples, what did they say? I think they have like 6 more weeks left. So
Whoa.
it's getting down to the wire. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, decision time that's like a month and a half, right?
Yeah.
Like, basically. So it's getting down to the wire. Make that decision quick because a month will fly by.
For real.
Like, that's scary to even think about. But I feel like we should just get started. You know.
Yeah.
I feel like this episode was very, very intense. There's a lot of intense moments, a lot of like, yes, I'm so proud of y'all moments, but definitely there was a lot of like attitude and progress at the same time.
I'm excited. Okay.
So I guess we should just get started now.
Okay, so the first couple we'll start with is Amelia and Bennett.
Oh my god.
So what do you have them rated as this week?
Okay, so Amelia and Bennett, I gave them, so last week I said they were a 9 out of 10. This week I gave them a 9.25.
Okay.
I went up just a little bit because Bennett said some stuff and I was like, okay, Bennett. Like, and I was really like, Bennett, he's in it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I think he's really trying to make this work. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I just think they meshed so well together. Especially when they like brought their friends together. Like that little mural art thing that they made.
So cute.
That is like the perfect like home decor piece, especially like when you're moving in like with someone. It's like your friends have meshed with, and their friends like they literally have all like the same aesthetic or like vibe energy.
And it's so I gave them a 9 too. Well, just a 9. You gave 9.25. I gave it a 9. And I think it's a 9 because it sounded like he said that he's ready to move, like he's willing to move. And I was
he's ready to go.
His friend was grilling him, like asking him all these questions, but he sounded like he was actually down, and I'm so excited. Like, I honestly, before we started doing this after party thing, I thought production was kind of like ramping up the drama for them, and I feel like that's true. Like, I feel like they're just ready. Like, they're together. They're married. They're staying.
Like, I feel like for them, it's very much so like they're married and that's it. Like, not to say that they're not on the show, but it's just like they're just married. Like, you can't tell me that they didn't meet on their own and fall happily in love, before some show. Like, you can't tell me they didn't meet on the street somewhere and was like, oh my god, like, you're so cool, I'm so cool. Like,
they were meant to be together. They were meant to be together. Like, perfect.
And then I think as soon as Bennett said that, like, he was talking to his friend, he was like, I'd be willing to move. And I was like, yes, Bennett, leave for your woman. You feel me?
Yeah,
leave for your woman. And I was like, your friends ain't your wife, period. Like, not trying to say, like, your friends aren't important, but, like, if you've made a commitment to be married to someone, like, that's your wife, like, you're going to have to make major sacrifices to make your relationship work. So I was like, you got to do what you got to do, Bennett.
Right.
But, like, I just feel like by far, obviously, they're like top success
number one
couple. If they don't make it, something's wrong.
For
like
sure.
I think something crazy would have to happen. Like, not trying to say it like this, like someone's family would have to like pass away or something. Like,
yeah, I don't see it happening.
I don't see any reason for them not to like be together, make it work beyond this show. And like, I should be seeing them on Married at First Sight couples camp in like a year or so. Like, we've been together for a year, and like, Bennett's just so adorable,
Right. I fully agree. Okay. I guess we can go into the next one. There's not much to talk about with them because they're just like, okay, like, I love to see it. They're together, period. Okay, so the next couple is Amani and Woody.
I
don't remember what I said last week. I think I said 7.5, and this week I'm saying 7.5/8. Like, closer to an 8 than a 7. So maybe like 7.75.
No.
Hi.
I'm sorry, that was my nephew. I heard him stomping up the stairs. I was like, he's coming anyway. But what were you saying?
Okay, so I'm giving Amani and Woody a 7.5/8.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're really cute, and the way that they interacted, like when all their friends were together, was really cute too. His friends were joking with him, and she's like, "No, you can't joke about my man. Like only I could do that." And I was like, "Oh, that
That's
is so
my
cute."
energy.
Yeah,
Are you
it was
talking
so
about my
cute.
husband?
And then he made her breakfast and like flowers and stuff. I feel like there are going to be problems eventually, but the way that they're seeming to work through things like from last week to this week,
Yeah.
I think that they can work. It's going to take effort, and like Amani seems like she's fully into it to put in all the work. I'm still questionable of Woody, which is why it's not like a 9 or like a 10, and it's still like 7.75 ish. So yeah.
No, the fact that you said that has me like, you feel me? Because I literally said 7.5 soft 8. The reason why I said soft 8 is because it's like, like kind of 8. Like this is like the same energy I've seen like from the beginning from them pretty much. So like, I think it's always been that consistent. Like, okay, this is like a 7.5 since like literally like the first day they met. So it's like, I think it won't be until like maybe like another like week or two where they're really like, okay, now you're starting to piss me off. You're at work, you're getting on my nerves. Or behaviors start changing once you have to like incorporate more of like your family and your job and your friends and stuff like that. But I would say that like the fact that I think his cousin or something, she was saying like, at first I was a little skeptical about Woody being married and stuff like that. But the fact that she was even saying like, whoa, like, you know, she was even surprised by him.
Right.
I think that's a big thing because I feel like for anybody, like your family be like the people that really, really know you. So they'll be like, oh yeah, I'm ready to be married. And your friends will be like, you know, you ain't ready to be married. But like the fact that his cousin was even like, I definitely see him like, you know, really making this work. And like, I was surprised that she said that. But yes, the flowers were so cute. I was like, that is so cute that he's doing little stuff like this. And they've already kind of like been together. But I just feel like, you know, in any relationship, sometimes it'd be a little more difficult to keep that same consistency with like the surprising and here's your flowers or you know, whatever the case may be. So I just hope that they keep the same consistency throughout the relationship, and even when they have their little like battles or arguments or whatever the case may be, I just hope.
Yeah, same. I feel like they have good potential, but it's really like in a couple of weeks when it starts to get like for real and like harder, and when he wants to go out and she's trying to chill and all this stuff, or vice versa, that we're really going to see like what it really is, because it still feels very honeymoon phase. But it's only been 2 weeks, so it's been 2 weeks, so I guess it makes sense that it still seems like that.
Yeah, I feel like it'll take a while for like to see their progress because they have such great initial chemistry. I feel like it'll take longer to like dive into those potentially deeper issues that they may actually have. But I mean, for right now, I'm cheering for them. I just want them to like, you know, do the best. Woody to remain consistent. Amani, just be you, girl. And
facts.
Yeah, 7.5 soft 8, period.
Okay, next couple. Let's do my next highest couple, which is Karen and Miles.
Yes.
And I'm keeping them at the same place from last week. Okay, so let me break it down. I'm seeing growth in Miles already. Like last week, Pastor Cal was like, you need to say what you need. This week, he was like, okay, and I need. Like he actually spelled it out for her, and she was listening, and she was like, okay, like I'm not this type of person that does this. I'm not going to hype you up all the time, but I know that's a problem for me, so I'm working on it. And then the reason that it didn't go up, because if I just said that, it sounds like it should go up. But the way that she was talking to Amelia, when they had their little brunch together, all the wives had their brunch together, she seemed still like, I don't know about this. So I don't know. Like, I feel like she just doesn't like him, low key. I feel like she doesn't like him, but she's trying.
I don't know. Like, I do get the vibe, like, maybe she doesn't like him just because, like, even the first episode, she was like, oh, he's really not my type. And I feel like for her, I think her and Miles obviously could be very, very successful and they have great potential. But I think her more so Miles, like, she has to get over her own, like, worries and fears and doubts because, like, end of the day, like I said, like, you got married at first sight. Like, you married a stranger, so it's not going to be easy. It's not going to, if you wanted to, if you thought that you could find someone normally out there in the street, you would have just stayed single, stayed dating. You wouldn't have just like signed up to married at first sight, but you did it for a reason. So I feel like when you walk into this situation, you have to be open. And I feel like she's not as open as she needs to be in order to accept this experience for what it is. And Miles is a great guy. So I give them a 7.5 soft 8. And that's because kind of like how you were saying, like Miles was like, you know, expressing how he felt, and they did kiss for the first time.
Yeah,
and they kissed in front of their friends. It was awkward, but like that's still progress, because the other day this is my stranger, now I feel comfortable kissing you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I feel like that's still some progress. It's definitely like a soft 8, so it's still like hard 7.5, soft 8, so it's like
right.
But yeah, and then I said they are so cute together, and I was like, okay, Miles with the fresh cut, point. And then I said point, and then I said, Miles got some bomb lips. Yes, the lips is always available. I just said, I'm crying. I'm a person for men with good lips, and Miles got some good lips, and he licked them a couple times, and I was like, I see what you're doing there, Miles.
I know you're married, so I'm gonna leave it alone. But
I know you're married, but you know Megan's looking for you. You know, you feel me?
Okay.
So if this whole thing with Karen don't work out,
there's a lot of people that have been. I found all of them on Instagram. Mad people.
Okay. You found them on Instagram?
Yeah, really? I did. But also one thing that Karen did say that I feel like I resonate with / like they could work on is I think she feels smothered, like, because she was also saying that she likes to be a giver. So like when someone's like, I will do all of this for you, and you don't have a chance to do something for someone else, it kind of makes you feel like, okay, well, I feel off in this like relationship, something's off. So I think that's another thing that they could work on through communication, because it does seem like it happens every once in a while. Like he was telling his friends that she randomly cooked for him in the middle of the night and something like that. And that was really cute. But I think they need to have more opportunities for stuff like that.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I also feel like in the situation, it's like Miles had to do more because Karen wasn't. She wasn't. It's different if like, you know, Miles was doing something and Karen was kind of like meeting him halfway, but he always had to meet her. So it's like, it's going to feel like he's smothering you because he has to extend himself, like, in order to, you know, meet you somewhere where y'all can like be comfortable. Because now, like, technically where the relationship is like very Karen oriented, but I feel that's also because Karen's like, I want to move it slow, and like I don't want to kiss right now, and I don't feel comfortable doing this, and you're my stranger. So he's trying to go at her pace, instead of like them like, okay, Karen, step out of your comfort zone to make this work, and Miles, you know, tone it back a little bit to make it work, and somewhere in the middle. But it's like, Karen doesn't want to kiss right now, so let me wait. Karen's not complimenting me, so let me, you know. So I feel like weirdly enough, the relationship seems very Karen oriented, and that's sad because Miles is a good person. So I feel like he's never going to like make it seem like a burden to care for Karen. But like, I think Karen definitely probably does feel smothered. But like, honey, you gotta either like tell him like to relax, or you have to do stuff that kind of like forces him to sit down, or like when he does something, be like, yo, sit down, like let me do something for you, like, you know. I feel like he has to like take more, be more vocal, like,
and that's one of the things I said too, is like, I do see growth, I do see progress, but she needs to be more vocal, and she like, I think she knows it, but she's not doing it, and like there's a disconnect, and I feel like the disconnect is she still thinks he's not her type. Like I feel like she'd be putting in a little bit more effort if that seeing him at first didn't happen. Like I still think that messed up their like trajectory of their marriage. Like I think that threw the whole thing off.
It definitely did. I agree with that.
I'm rooting for them. I want them to win because they're cute, but
I want like the other two couples and Miles and Karen. I want all three of these couples to work out, but it's like if they don't get past themselves in a way, or like grow personally, then it's like it's not going to work. But I want them to. So I guess, do you want to go on to the next couple, which is Olivia and Brett?
Yeah, we can. Ooh,
let me tell you.
I have so many things.
What would you rate them?
What, I don't even know what I said last week, but whatever.
I think it was like a 2.
-5. -3. Okay.
Not -3.
Honestly, I wrote a 1, but in my head it's -3.
It was 1.
I do not like Brett. I do not like him. Like something about him irritates me.
He seems like fishy. Like there's something like weird about him. Like something not right.
He's a liar or something. This episode they started and it was like him with his friend, and he was talking about Pastor Kyle. And as soon as he started talking about Pastor Kyle, I was like, don't like it. He's been mad rude. he was being rude and he was saying like, oh, he was being invasive. But what Pastor Cal was trying to do was help you like work through things. He's playing the role of a professional, like a marriage counselor. And when you come in, like, you're not going to sit there and talk about, oh, she's cute, and not talk about like real things. And it seems like he's just trying to like pretend like everything's cool, and then on decision day he's gonna be like, nah.
Exactly.
I hope Olivia says no to this man, because she
better say no.
And when he was talking to all the other husbands, he was like just saying, and to his friends, he was saying like, oh, the reasonable thing to do was have a budget, and like just being mad condescending to her. And granted, like they both have their flaws, but he's a jerk. Like, I just can't do it.
That's the word, jerk. He's definitely a jerk. I was like, Brett doesn't respect. I was saying, yeah, he's definitely degrading her position and kind of like bashing her for her choices with her money. It's like, I think the thing is, you can't compare someone that's not on your level. Not trying to say like she's better than him, but it's like, if you make $10 a day, your spending habits are very different than someone who makes $100,000 a day. You feel me? Like $100,000 a day, I can go buy 3 Gucci bags and still have $75,000 left. And you try to buy a Gucci bag and they send you out the store. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't compare like quantities or like amounts of money that are different. So I was just like, what are you really trying to do? I was like, yeah. So I was like, what are you really trying to do? Because like, you can't compare the two. And even when he was like meeting with his friend low-key was kind of like, his friend seemed like he was also disagreeing with him. Like, yeah, like, I feel like you're doing too much, Brett. Like, his friend kind of gave me that vibe, like, like, and I didn't respect it. And even I think when they were like, the guys were having the conversation, it feels like he was also trying to like disrespect Bennett a little bit.
Definitely.
Oh my God, I feel like my laptop just died, but we're just gonna leave it at that. I feel like he tried to disrespect Bennett a little bit. Nothing like crazy, but it's like, as Bennett was talking about, oh, like, yeah, I really love my relationship. It's kind of like he was trying to like, I don't know, trying to downplay their relationship. And it's like, not everybody's relationship has to be at the same level. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's different. So
for real,
Bennett and Amelia are doing so well. Like, maybe you're not going to do well, but that doesn't mean a bad thing, because you guys could still end up working out. I definitely gave them a 1 out of 10. I think last week it was like a 2.5, but it's definitely a 1 out of 10.
The other situation I want to talk about is the budgeting situation. Like, she made the effort, although I feel like she made the effort to kind of like prove him wrong, but she made the effort to come sit down with him and have like this little budget meeting. While like after he cooked dinner, they sat down, and like, he was just being so rude about things. Like, she was like, I need to spend like $50 a month for like house security. He was like, why? She was like, I'm single. I live by myself.
But that makes
like,
sense for his situation, you know?
And he was like, we could just get you a dog. Like, what? There's so many things that, like, I think he was being intentionally, like, passive aggressive as a response to, like, her actually explaining what the money she made and, like, breaking down where her spending is. She was saying, like, I spend $500 a month on eating out, which I was like, okay, that's a budget.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of
money.
But
it's like, if she makes, like, $25,000 a month or something, I don't know how much she makes, but she's a nurse practitioner, so she makes $25,000. $500 is doing nothing, you know?
Yeah. And that's what I was like, okay, it's a lot, but also she said, like, okay, since you cook, like, I can probably put some more to our portion of the budget. And he was still trying to like mansplain the budget thing to her. I was like, she was over it. I saw her sip her little wine and she was like,
yeah.
Like,
and when she was trying to say like, oh, maybe like, and I'm like, that is a good thing that he cooks, because I'm like, if she's not a person that cooks, she's gonna eat out more. If I don't know how to cook, I'm eating out, or I'm at least gonna put a hot pocket in the microwave or something, you know what I'm saying? But like, I'm going to eat out more, because if I want a real meal, I have to go out to eat, because I'm not making it. So it's like, if he can cook easily, like, that will knock off a lot of money. Instead of like, you know, entertaining outside their house, they can easily be like, okay, Brett, can you like cook something, and we have some friends come over, and then that could be their entertainment for the week or the month or whatever. So I'm like, I think it's all about compromise for them. But Brett's ego is a no. His ego's a no. And me personally, Brett is a no altogether.
Yeah.
He's a no. So I think he brings down their score even more. But I think
I want better for her. Like, I wish that we could retake part of the season and just recast the role of Brett, the role of what's her name, Christina, and maybe the role of Karen too. I kind of like Karen though, but like,
not
maybe
the role
recast
of Karen
her. because they did not do a good job.
I'm crying. That's like 3 whole relationships.
Yeah, I mean,
that's 3 whole relationships at this point. But I definitely agree. I think Brett, he needs to be humbled. And also he needs to understand that, like, not everybody's way is your way, but that doesn't make it the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? Because he's like, right. Oh, you spent all this money. That's crazy. It's like, Brett, just because not everybody wants to, like, just because I want to see the world doesn't make me wrong for wanting to travel. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many experiences out there that if you want to stay in New Orleans for the rest of your life, go ahead. But I think that's going to be a big thing that also prevents them from being successful, is because if a big part of her life is entertaining with her family and friends and he's not so much that, then it's like they're either going to have to compromise a lot or it's just not going to work out. Because if I want to travel somewhere and my husband's not coming with me, it's like, why did I get married? Like, I got married to, you know, share experiences with my spouse and, you know, grow and develop as a person. But like, if I can't even travel or entertain or share new experiences with my spouse, what am I doing? Like,
right. And he seems like he's acting like getting generational wealth and like having these assets and all of that is not like, you can do both at the same time, but he doesn't seem to like see it like that. And I also think that's just because his pockets aren't allowing him to see it like that, so he's gonna have an attitude regardless. Like, I understand what they were trying to do with them, but it's not gonna work. Like,
yeah,
they're not staying married. They're both gonna say no on decision day, so it is what it is.
I feel like they both kind of try to make the relationship seem more like together than it is. Like, they both do. Like, Olivia's like, oh yeah, I really like Brett, like my husband's very handsome, and I'm like,
but she was honest with her friend in the beginning of the, like, they sat down and she was like, yeah, we was arguing, all of this stuff. Like, she's been honest though, so I don't know.
She's been honest, but like, I think she still does try to, like, you know, make it seem like, even though they are having issues like any couple would, like, she does try to make it seem like, oh, like, I really like him. But it's like, yes, you may like him, but like, will that like develop into more? And I don't see that happening, honestly,
at all. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the next couple. Christina and Henry. Okay, you go first.
So Henry and Christina, 1 out of 10 for me. Christina's attitude this episode, I was ready to punch her for Henry. Like, Henry, Henry, yes, he is very timid, reserved, you know, very like calm, you know, chill. Anything that's relaxing and quiet is Henry. But like, her attitude and her diva-ness, like, that's not even a word, but it was just it was disrespectful. Like, and she was like, so what are we gonna do? Like, I really need you to do more, Henry. I was like, first of all, you need to relax. And then when Henry called her impatient, I was like, yes, tell her, because she is impatient. She made every scene awkward. And then she's like talking to the producers, like, and I was like, can I punch her now?
She is so rude. And the fact that, like, production included all of that stuff of her means that they also was like, okay, y'all need to see that she's really bugging. Like, she's really big tripping. Like, she's rude. She's impatient. She, like, was throwing stuff in Henry's face because he was like, well, I already told the experts, like, I have a problem with eye contact or whatever. And she kind of threw it in his face instead of being like, I feel like if this was a different couple, they'd be like, okay, this is, like, the problem, and I see that this is happening, so, like, let me be accommodating towards you. Like, let's work on something so that you can feel more comfortable so we can make this work. But that was not the case, like, at all. He's communicating and she's shutting down. But I think that, like, since being impatient is a turn off for him, so he's like, I don't like you. Like, I think
he really doesn't like her. I feel like her attitude and who she really is really, like, shine through, whatever. Just because, like, I gave him a 1, and that's because I like Henry. And Henry is very shy, and I understand that can be very difficult to work with in a relationship, especially when you don't know anything about each other. But like, even like his friends were saying, like, he took a very long time, you know, to warm up to us as friends. But like, once he became our friends, like, he was there for me when I lost my sibling and stuff like that. So I'm like, this is a really good man. Like, yes, he may take more time to get to know. And I think that's also kind of like how Henry was saying, she's impatient because she's not used to, like, a guy who is shy and reserved and not as aggressive. But it's like, honey, you don't need a dude with more attitude than you.
Like, there's already a lot there. And okay, so I give them a 0. I love Henry. I really do love Henry, and I don't want this for him. Like, I feel like the more that this season goes, the more I like him. Because at first I was like, "Who is this man?" But I'm understanding like it's not really him. Like, it's really not him. And it's then okay, so this party, whoever came up with questions had me weak because they were answering like the opposites of each other. Christina's friends, I was like, "Why are your friends old? Like, you
That's what I was saying.
One friend your age, one friend your age." And I was like,
the two all like she had 4 friends, 3 were male, 1 was an older woman, and the other one was an older man. But I'm like, that tells a lot about you. Like,
that looked like one of their parents, low key.
Yes, I was like, first of all, this older lady is your friend. I'm not trying to say you can't be cool with older people, but like, you're not going to the club with this older lady. You feel me? Or you're not going to like hang out on a Saturday night and get drinks with this older lady. You know what I'm saying? Maybe she's a flight attendant friend. Like, y'all be
oh yeah,
but like,
I didn't think about that, but no.
But like, I don't see it besides that. And then like your friends are a married couple, this old man and old woman who I think they're married. They look like they're married. I don't know.
Right.
But I'm like, is that what, you know, that's your friend group? I don't know. And I feel like your friends tell a lot about who you are though. Because I'm like, and her one friend, that guy with the black hair, whatever, he seems very her, if that makes sense. Like, yeah, their demeanors, attitude, everything is very similar. So I'm like, the way he was acting, I was like,
this is your friend. Like, yep, it's also weird because it seems like those were extras. Like, they didn't really have much to add to the conversation, except for the part where they were like, the guy was like, yeah, Christina did tell me that you need to like take more initiative. But that was the only thing that they said in the whole, like, he had one line throughout the whole episode. I don't think she has friends. And this is what I'm saying. Like, you learn more about her every episode. Last week, it was that she has no home. This week is that she doesn't really have friends. Because he has more friends than she does.
And I think that's because he's a genuine person. He may be quiet, but he seems like a very genuine person. And I think I agree with you. Like, I don't want this for Henry. I think
at all.
Even if they had like a remotely potential opportunity, I don't know. And like, if I was Henry, I think what some people fail to realize is that even if you are a shy, quiet, reserved person, you still have your breaking point. You feel me? Like, you still have your breaking point. Even if you're always quiet or you're always just chilling, like, you still have a point where like you just can't take anymore. So I feel like when he walked out, I was like, Henry walked out
I'm like, you better go.
I was like, you better. He was like, I'm gonna excuse myself, and I was like, you better excuse yourself then, Henry.
Yeah, if I were him, I would have come back.
Did she apologize? I don't remember.
The way that she apologized was so fake. Like, she was like, I was talking to the other couples, and it seems like other people were having this conversation, so we should just like not. And I'm just like, what type of fake response? Like, trash. And it's just like, this is not the type of person that would be good for Henry. And I could see, like, I see him as a good candidate despite being awkward and despite like not having like the eye contact thing and being a little awkward. Like, I feel like just like if you were to take Bennett, like, you could also take Henry. They're both very different in their own ways, but you can find someone that works with them. They did not do that for him. Like,
they didn't. And I feel so bad for Henry because it's like, that is so much on him. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like, she just being like a complete, utter like diva and like a witch.
Yeah.
And I just can't stand it. Like, I was literally like they started off the episode with Henry and Christina. I was ready to punch her first 3 minutes. 3 minutes of the show, I'm ready to punch her. And then when she was talking to the producers, and I'm like, hold on, who is she talking to? And I forgot the producers were even in the room. But like, now she's asking them for questions. And like, granted, in their relationship, there's a lot of awkward silence. But like, it's like, you're starting to, and she was like, when she was like, like, are we done? Like, I thought you guys said it was going to be like only like a clip or something like that. I was like, but I feel like you should have known, because that first episode when she was about to get married, she had that little attitude, and she was like, can y'all like just move? And I was just like,
and the friends moved. I was like, okay, it's your wedding. Fine.
I'm just kidding.
It's your wedding, so fine. But where are those friends at? Like, why were they?
Were they friends? Were they fillers?
You know?
Fillers.
Also,
I don't think she
was going to say. Oh, I was going to say something else, and I totally lost my train of thought. I'm sick. Okay, continue.
Okay. No, but yeah, I think this episode just showed her real, true colors. Like, and her colors is dirty, muddy.
Okay,
dirty.
I remember it. I remember. So when the wives went out to like have the little brunch, and Amelia was like, "Oh yeah, like I got to see Bennett's house. Like he built it. It was a tiny home." Cut to her. Well, I guess you can say that Henry has a tiny home too. Like,
yeah.
Like, girl, where's your home? Like, that's what you need to be worried about instead of shading him on TV. Like, bro,
oh
what?
My gosh. And I feel like the difference is, one, Amelia, when she was talking about a tiny home, she was glorifying it. Like, he built this himself. Like, the fact that he made something on his own, like, that's great. You know what I'm saying? And I couldn't even understand, like, why she felt the need to even say that, because it's like, what were you getting out of that?
What did you gain from that?
And she thought it was cute. That's what she thought it was cute. She was like, I guess she gets it.
Right.
I couldn't believe. And just don't
so much.
So, like, by far, I think the order we did it was like probably like, to me, the order of like
exactly
to failure. Because Henry and Christina, definitely, they're not going to make it. And it's not that Henry's a bad person. It's just that they're not compatible at all. Like, there's no compatibility. And I think
they should have a recast season. They should have a season where it's Married at First Sight, the second attempt. Like,
that's a good idea. Married at First Sight. If y'all are listening, take Megan's idea and
you can get Iris from season 9. The other girl that the one that dated the tall guy. That married that guy. I feel like you can give her another chance. You can throw a mad couples in there.
Did they divorce?
Oh, you didn't watch it?
Is that season 9?
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. You should have watched.
I thought they were still together.
Girl, you needed to watch it. You need to watch it because the way that I would have been fighting. I would have been fighting.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I was like, huh? I'm crying. Yeah, I don't know about these couples. Amelia and Bennett, they're it. Always been it, always will be it.
Yeah.
Like, the ideal, like, if it had not been for the
are we good?
I'm crying. If it had not been for the, what's the name? The specialist, the whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Then I think I would literally be like, this is like one of them like soulmate type relationships. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Like, I walked down the street and I saw the most beautiful girl ever, and we laid eyes on each other. And
for real, my band was playing, and I looked into the crowd and I saw her.
Facts. Like, that's literally like the vibes their relationship gives me. Like, that's straight vibes.
I'm excited to see like how like the rest of everything plays out. The couple that I'm most like interested in, invested in, is Miles and Karen, because they're the ones that are like on the line. The rest of them are kind of clear, like the failure. Yeah, exactly. They're the one that's like keeps on creeping over the line. Granted, Amani and Woody could creep over the line, but they're not showing those signs yet. So like,
yeah, I definitely agree. I think for them to be 5, it's kind of like yes, no. Miles and Karen is like
back and forth.
They're just like hogging the line. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, people be at parties and they be like hugging the wall. That's what they doing.
Wall huggers.
They on the wall, like on that wall, just like, I ain't gonna step off the wall because I might have to dance.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to see how the rest of the season plays out because I'm really I'm invested. Thank you guys for watching. Leave us comments, share any of the things. We're gonna be adding more shows eventually to this channel. So yeah.
I mean, yes, drop some suggestions for shows, you know, in the comment section below, or just let us know who your favorite couple is.
Right.
Who do you really like love, or who are you like really rooting for at the end of this? If it's not one of the top 3, I'm low-key shading you, but I'm not. I'm kidding.
Each his own. To each his own.
But yeah, thank you guys for watching our channel, watching the after party,
and see you next week.
See ya.